In order to attract the right kind of women in your life without having to do hundreds of cold approaches like an NPC, you need to understand a little bit about the capture of Venezuelan president by the US president. After this capture happened, many Venezuelans living outside the Venezuela were extremely happy. However, people in the United States were conflicted about this matter. Many Americans started opposing the president because this move seemed like an imperialist move. However, I want to argue that these people have no idea why they are opposing Trump. In fact, I want to say that none of us are actually aware of the causes of our own action. What drives us to do something? We will never know. Most men think that girls are attracted to guys because of their money, looks, social status, game skills, social skills, but you have to understand that we will never know the real cause of attraction because attraction is completely a subconscious process. So if you cannot get the right kind of women into your life, it's not because of your looks, it's not because of your social skills, it's not even because of your money. It's because you do not know how to use your subconscious mind wisely. And I understood this during COVID lockdown. At that time, I was struggling with anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and some days I felt like I just did not want to exist in this world anymore. I felt like my whole life is already predetermined by my past traumatic experiences and genetics. But by complete accident, I found this book called The Biology of Belief. This book introduced me to an idea that my emotional state is always upregulating or down-regulating my genetic expression. What this means is my body or my biology is subject to my own mind. When I learned this information, I immersed myself in the study of mind body connection, and all the experts of mind body connection were telling me the exact same thing. That is, my mind not only influences my body, but it is actually influencing my whole physical reality, which means the life circumstances, events, situations, and even the people that come in my life are getting influenced by my own mind. This idea was not just interesting to me, it could actually explain my whole life. Because when I look back, whenever I was drowning in the emotion of negativity or guilt for a sustained period of time, all of a sudden my life went to crap. Relationships became chaotic and traumatic, and people used to treat me bad. Life just felt like one big problem after another. Conversely, when I used to feel happier, lighter, confident, life used to feel easier. Relationships flowered and people used to treat me nice. So this was not coincidence, this was not random. I figured that whatever goes inside of my own internal world of subconscious always shows up in my external world. When I learned this, I stopped going out. I stopped cold approaching women in order to attract them. I stopped reading all these weird psychology books in order to fix my mental health problems. I simply learned how to change my internal world of thoughts, feelings. I learned how to reprogram my subconscious mind. I learned how to meditate correctly. So when you hear the word meditation, you do not have to think of a guy who is living at the top of mountains, just breathing and doing hand mudras. It is just a way to reprogram your subconscious mind so that you perform the best possible actions without having to think about it. Because I've already told you, we can never know what actually causes our action. It is a subconscious process. Let me tell you an uncomfortable fact about this world. There are three levels of men that are present in our world. The first is the uninitiated NPC. This guy still thinks that looks, money, social status, game, social skills are what is attracting girls towards a particular guy. This guy does not know the power of subconscious mind, the power of his own consciousness in influencing his physical reality. And this is why his dating life sucks. Sad part is most men never ascend from this level 1 to level 2. However, if life decides to initiate a guy, maybe by exposing him to these kinds of videos, then this guy has a chance to ascend to level 2. The level 2 man is what I like to call the awakening creator. Now, this guy starts to understand that the actions are always a product of their subconscious mind. He starts to understand that his thoughts and feelings are always influencing his physical reality. So he learns how to meditate in order to reprogram his subconscious mind. He learns how to visualize wonderful things happening to him. He learns how to feel the feelings of joy, gratitude, victory, satisfaction. But after his meditation is over and he opens his eyes, he immediately becomes desperate for a particular desired outcome. He immediately checks his phone to see if that girl has texted him back or not. But there is a third level of men, and I like to call this level as the Master Alchemist. This guy knows that feeling is the secret. He learned how to do Yoga Nidra properly. If you don't know what Yoga Nidra is, it is a process by which you guide your attention through your body parts one by one until you achieve a state of relaxation. This is when your breathing rate slows down, your brain waves slow down, then you get an access to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind now becomes very receptive to your own auto suggestion. So the master alchemist, after doing Yoga Nidra, he starts to visualize wonderful things happening to him, and he starts to provide all the sensory vividness to his imaginal act. He can visualize that the girls he wants are already in his arms. They are already complimenting him, saying things like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing." He can already smell the perfume on these beautiful women's bodies, and his brain starts to believe that all these wonderful things are happening to him in real time. He has a disciplined attention, so he can mentally rehearse this imaginal act over and over again until he starts to feel the feelings of joy, gratitude, victory, satisfaction, and thrill. He can sustain these elevated emotions for a long period of time so that his imagination must get outpictured, must get externalized into his physical reality. The best part is he does not become desperate after his meditation session is over. He simply lets go of the outcome. He lets the world reshuffle itself until whatever he has visualized actually starts to materialize in his life because he has understood the concept of Maya. Maya is a yogic concept. The yogis call our physical reality as Maya because it is completely controlled by our own imagination and emotions. Now, if you want to experience what it is like to become a master alchemist, I have created the emotion pill. It is a 6-minute guided meditation that is going to teach you how to do Yoga Nidra correctly, how to visualize wonderful things happening to you, and provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginal act so that your brain starts to believe that all these wonderful things are happening to you in real time, how to feel the elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, victory, satisfaction, and sustain them so that your imagination gets externalized into your physical reality fast. Not only that, you are going to learn what to do before you even sit down to meditate. And you're also going to learn how to come out of meditation properly, how to open your eyes properly after meditation ends, because you do not want to become desperate right after your meditation. Because if you're just desperate right after your meditation session, you are just canceling out all the elevated emotions that you felt in your meditation session. This way, you are just repelling all these wonderful visualizations further and further away from you. They're not going to materialize in your life. This is not the right way to meditate. Now, this emotion pill is just 6 minutes long and it is designed in such a way that you do not have to struggle like I struggled. The access to this guided meditation is just $100. If you want it, send me a text in the Gmail that is present in the pinned comment section down below. Text me and we will make this happen quick. Now, I also offer one-to-one personalized premium coaching for a few men who are ready to upgrade their dating life in the fastest rate possible. Now, these men have already gotten some sort of monetary success in their life. However, they are frustrated because they cannot get the right kind of women attracted towards them effortlessly. And they have already applied all the superficial advice that society likes to give to men. Just be confident, just go out, just cold approach, just upgrade your social skills, and you'll get the right kind of women into your life. But they have come to realize that attraction is a subconscious process, it completely happens from the inside. So, if you want to work with your subconscious mind, your imagination, your attention, and your emotions, so that you want to make attraction natural and effortless, then this coaching is for you. Send me a text in the Gmail and we will get started fast.